Welcome to the initiative HP Online Teaching Assistant by HP Education. Today, we will explain how to use Screencastify in our classes. Screencastify is an extension of Google Chrome, so the first thing to do is to go to the Chrome Web Store, search for it, type Screencastify here, and it will appear. Screencastify Screen Video Recorder. You can install it. In my case, I have already installed it, so that's why the option Add to Chrome doesn't pop up. After installing, it will appear here along with the rest of the extensions you have installed in your Chrome browser. So, by clicking on the Screencastify icon, we'll see this little square where we have the Browser tab, which allows you to capture a tab of your Chrome. In this case, if I click the button, it would record this tab where I am. If I open other tabs, people won't see them. The next one is Desktop. It allows me to record everything I do on the computer as it captures the entire desktop. Webcam Only. As the name suggests, is for recording only from my camera. In any of these three options, I can turn the microphone and camera on or off. If I want to be seen during the recording, each item has its drop-down to select the microphone and camera, and from here I can adjust the volume of my microphone. And if I click on Show More Options, the following options will appear which I can enable or disable if I select Record Browser tab. 1. Countdown. This can be changed so you have more seconds to prepare before starting. 2. Show Drawing Tools. These are the tools that will appear while you record. 3. Audio tab. To hear the audio coming from the tab we're recording from. From the desktop, we see the two options I just explained, plus System Audio, which is for listening to any recorded sound that comes out of my computer. And finally, in Webcam, I only get the countdown option. Now, I'm going to test it. I'm going to record from my desktop. I'll disable the webcam, and in More Options, I'm going to leave the countdown at 3 seconds and leave the drawing tools and the audio system activated, and click on Record. I've got two screens, so I need to select which one I want to record from. I get the countdown, and I'll be recording from screen 2. That's to say that everything I do here, if I open a program or my browser, everything will be seen. So I'm going to open a new tab in my Chrome and go to TED Ed. Here's TED Ed, Lessons Worth Sharing. And here I'm going to go to Discover, Lessons, and I'll enter any of these. I'm going to play the video.
In 1917, doctors proposed an outlandish treatment for syphilis, the incurable bacterial infection that had ravaged Europe for centuries. Step 1. Infect
I'm going to
patients
pause the video
suffering
here,
from the later...
assuming that I want to explain something at this point. You see below the following options that are part of the drawing tools. I can pause recording my desktop. For example, if I want to go back to my notes to see what I need to explain. And when I'm clear about it, I can click on Play to continue. And I also have the pointer with 3 different kind of effects. Focus Mouse. As you can see, it turns the whole screen gray, and only the sections where I move the mouse does the image become clear at that point. It lights up wherever I move the mouse so I can focus people's attention. Hide Cursor when not moved. This option hides my pointer whenever I'm not moving the mouse. And finally, Highlight Clicks, to make it noticeable when I click on something. You can see that a red circle appears. You can have all 3 options turned on or select one of the 3. Then we have the Pencil tool. I can change the color of my pencil if I wanted to, and I can write anywhere as if I were using a digital board. And next to the pencil, there's the eraser, in case I make a wrong stroke and want to delete it. I could also delete everything I've drawn using this option. With the X, I can delete the drawing toolbar. And if I now want to stop my recording, I go to the Pause button. And as you see, here's the option to stop or start a new recording. Another option is to go to the Screencastify icon in our Chrome extensions. We'll get the same 3 options that we saw: resume recording, stop, or start a new recording. That means it would delete what I've recorded so far. The moment we stop the recording, a new tab opens with the video. The only restriction this tool has is that I can only make recordings of up to 5 minutes. To make longer recordings, I would need to check out the paid option. Here, we can clip the video. As you see, there are scissors on both sides. I can drag it to where I want to clip it, and do the same thing at the end. I take the scissors and drag it. When we've trimmed what we want from the beginning and the end, we simply click on Save Trim. We wait a few seconds for the cut to be made. Lessons worth sharing. And here I'm going to go to Discover, Lessons, and I'll enter any of these. I'm going to play the video. We have the video ready. This button here, Open in Editor, has more editing options but does not work in the free version of the tool. From here, I can delete what we've done, and from these 3 bars on the left, we have other options, like See My Recordings, in case you have several already made. Recordings are not only saved in the Screencastify app, but also left in a folder on Google Drive. Let's check it. I look into my Google applications for Google Drive, and once in Google Drive, I go to my drive, and as you see here, it has created a Screencastify folder. That's where all the videos you make using this tool will be saved. Now I'm going to go back to the Screencastify tab and see what other options we have. I can copy the shareable link, and I can restrict who sees it. Only people in my organization. They could look for it and see it. Unlisted at AE Group, i.e. only people within my organization who have the link. The rest won't be able to find the video. Private, if I don't want anyone to see it, just me. Public, anyone inside or outside my organization. And finally, unlisted. That would be anyone inside or outside my organization who has the link. If I click View on Drive, it would open the file from my Google Drive. Then we have other options to share the video. Share with Google Classroom, to send the video directly to one of our classes. There is the option to publish it directly on our YouTube channel. Get the embedded code, which copies the HTML code and embeds it in a website. Send by email or generate QR code. And finally, we have several download options. Download. It stays in our Downloads folder in a WebM format. So if we want to download it as MP4, we can click Export as MP4, which is the most common option to use. Then there's Download Audio Only, without the video, as if it were a podcast. And finally, create a GIF with this video. From here, I can rename my video. And that would be all for today. As you can see, it's a very simple tool to use. Thank you for watching this video offered by HP Online Teaching Assistant, an initiative of HP Education.